Welcome to today's vlog. This vlog is going to be some insights about packing tips, and I'm also going to tell you why I go traveling.
Free your body and your mind.
Now before we get started, I want to introduce you to my new friends. I created this wall feature in the last week and have included some things that are super special. One of the things that I've really learned about myself in the last few years is how much I love beauty and surrounding myself with things that I love and that make my whole life better. I mean, look at this guy. Isn't he like phenomenal? Don't you want a little glass devil with a nice little penis on it? Cheers! And how could you not have a corkscrew like this? You might think I'm a little bit phallic obsessed, but so specifically in this video, I'm going to show you how I pack my main travel bag, the one that I check in at the airport. The big one. And the last piece that I'm going to show you is my toiletries bag. We all have a different preference about what we like in our toiletries bag, but there's a few essential items that I keep in there that have saved the day several times. So stop right there. This video is actually going to be split into two parts. As I filmed it all in one day and started editing, I realized that it was going to be super long. So there's going to be two parts in this video. The second part will contain some bits and pieces that I put in my carry-on bags. So I'm comfortable on my journey, and so I have the things that I need. So here we go. So come into my closet. This is actually my recently renovated, let's call it my Gucci closet. I'll give you guys a little tour around here. We've got some very nice plush carpet down the bottom. We've got like this trash can and a nice velvet wall that's got some cushion behind it. The mirror, a beautiful light, and the drawers. So to begin with, there's two things that I want out of here. The first one is the suitcase. And the second thing is my invaluable packing cubes. Alright, this is my main suitcase. This is where I put all my clothes into. Now, it's empty from the last trip, but there's some things that I keep in there basically for all the time. The first one of those things is my hotel slippers. I basically pick up a pair of these whenever I like the fluffy, comfy ones and take them traveling with me until they're worn out, because they're much lighter than the house slippers that I have at home. So these always stay in the bag. Secondly, this part of the suitcase here always has a few spare pieces in it. Let me show you exactly what they are. The things that I always keep in here are a spare hat. If I'm in a sunny situation without a hat, I keep a spare coat hanger, a plastic lightweight coat hanger, for jackets, shirts, that sort of stuff. I like to have a couple of plastic bags here, whether I've got wet things, whether I need a bag for shopping. This here is a shoe mitt to polish a shoe. A tiny little sewing kit, which I hardly ever use, but it has come in handy once. So far. Spare pair of shoelaces. I'm not sure I actually need these. And a bit more hotel neutral colored shoe polish. So that's everything that lives in this department, permanently. Super lightweight and saves the day. The last bit that I always like to keep in my suitcase is this little packing kit, which is mostly for my clothes. There's a suede shoe brush, a mini little lightweight plastic shoe horn, a lint roller, very handy, especially when you're getting around blankets that leave a lot of stuff on your suits. And the final thing is a multi-tool. This little guy here, and it is a Leatherman Charge. So it has pliers, it has a knife, Phillips head and flathead screwdriver. It's got one of these little things. It has some little scissors, bigger flathead screwdriver. It has a file, and a little timber saw in case you need to cut down a tree. So this is something that I carry with me all the time, and I've already lost two of these when I forgot to take them out of my hand luggage and put them into my check-in luggage. Very important to remember that. But they're so handy that I've always bought another one to take with me. So these things I will keep in this little bag here. And the way that I can close this is basically put this over one side, strap it in, and then I can close it on the other half. Okay, so here we go with a couple of pointers on the suitcase itself. I like to travel with a Rimowa case because I can take 4 of these in my hand without a trolley because they wheel so well with these wheels. You don't have to tilt it, you don't have to drag it. You can literally roll them on the ground flat. Another reason they're great is because the plastic is super strong, and for the strength they are, they're actually quite a lightweight suitcase. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, why do I travel so much? Basically the answer to that is access consciousness. And I have my lovely wife Shannon here, who I wanted to have a chat about this with because she knows access consciousness very well. For me, it's the possibilities basically, and traveling to different places, meeting different people, the classes,
But you come for the classes.
I come for the classes, yes. I work at the classes or I participate in the classes.
F the people.
I could probably talk about this topic for a long time, but I wanted to ask Shannon as well, like, what is it that you love about access consciousness?
Makes me feel better, makes me happier, makes everybody happier, totally makes my life ease, joy, and glory. It removes huge obstacles and blocks that sometimes I'm not even aware that I have, and makes me feel like I'm basically high all the time, but I'm high on energy and consciousness naturally, rather than having to take drugs and use huge amounts of alcohol to deal with everything.
That's a pretty good description.
It makes you feel high, that's what I love about it, and happy.
Happiness addict, basically. And I wonder what the world could be like with that degree of desire and receiving of joy, basically. And that's what Access does for me. For anyone who doesn't know what Access is, it's the pragmatic tools to have more of that in your life and in the world.
Costa Rica!
Yes, we're in Costa Rica right now. If you want more info on Access Consciousness, go to accessconsciousness.com. There's thousands of facilitators throughout the world. And how does it get even better than that? So as a basic overview, I like to put all my shoes on this open side first, in their shoe bags. I like to put my suits on this side, in their nice case. Toiletries, underpants, socks, and all beautifully packed in packing cubes. So the next vital piece of all of this is the packing cubes. This is for later. This is also for later. And here is one of the packing cubes. This is the large one for my t-shirt. You can see how it's super lightweight. You put your stuff in, you zip it up, and it keeps everything super organized. I have one for belts. I have one for my underpants. I have one for my socks. And I have a laundry bag for my laundry. To be honest, I cannot stress how much these make your traveling life easier. Everything is in its place. Nothing is thrown around. Even when TSA goes in there to check your suitcase, like security checks in your suitcase, everything will still be neat and organized. To be honest, I'm a bit OCD. I like to be super organized with everything, but I wouldn't want to travel without these. No way, no how. So I'm gonna go ahead and pack these packing cubes and I'll show you guys how I stack them in here. Okay, so let's get packing. So some people might argue that I take a lot of shoes traveling, but if I'm away for 2.5 months and I need dress shoes, I need a pair of runners, several pairs of dress shoes, and then I'm gonna wear the shoes that I'm wearing on the plane, which are my sneakers. Matter of fact, I am not a light traveler. So there we go with the shoes down the bottom first, and the next thing I put in first are the suits. I keep my suits in basically this zip bag because it protects them, they fold up nicely, and they fit perfectly in the side. And socks, underpants, shirts, shorts, toiletries. Now inside my toiletries, like you'll see soon, I have a little glass deodorant bottle on this side. Nothing else in there is glass. So I never put it down this way against the edge of the suitcase. I always put it so the glass bottle is facing into the suitcase. Little case that has my belts inside. Speaking of, I need to add that one. Trousers I don't have packing cubes for because they fit straight on top of everything and sandwich in. And since packing every time is slightly different, what I'm actually going to do is rearrange these and arrange the trousers to fit in flat. And since this packing cube is only t-shirts, the very last part of the process is my dress shirts. And what I have for these is another packing cube, but it's a different one. So you can use it for dresses, you can use it for dress shirts. They've got instructions on it. It's the Eagle Creek brand. It's got a hard bit of plastic underneath, and this one is for on top. So, shirts, little tie for special occasions. Each of the shirts I have buttoned up, once at the very top and then once in the middle. And then simply fold it across with short sleeves. Now with the long sleeve shirts, it's exactly the same. 2 buttons together at the front, except that once I fold this over, I fold the sleeve down. Exactly like so. Okay, so I have 12 shirts in there and it'll pack down really easy. I forgot about the tie. The tie works best also in here because it literally just sits across the top, plastic on top. And then you have all your shirts protected and tucked away in an easy to handle bag like that. Now because I've got more clothes than I usually do if I go for a shorter trip that's maybe a couple of weeks or 3 weeks, the case is getting a bit full. I could squeeze this in here if I wanted to, and it really depends on weight allowance. Most airlines have 23 or 32 kilos depending if you're economy or business class or if you pay for extra luggage. You always want to check this in advance, trust me. I've been on flights that wanted to charge $900 extra USD for an extra bag because they do something like $60 a kilo. So you don't want to get caught in that trap. You want to always check ahead of time if you need extra luggage. Business class is great because you always have at least 2 suitcases at around either 23 or 32 kilos. It depends if you're flying into Europe or international. International is always more, but you want to get that info even before you book the ticket if you know what sort of gear you're traveling with. Now this suitcase is pretty full, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this out of here and that's going to end up in my second suitcase, which is mostly going to have photo and video gear in it, but it's great to have a little overflow from this bag into that. So I'm going to close this suitcase up. Now let's check out what I packed in the toiletries bag. So, as you can see here, we've got a wonderful Eagle Creek bag. I've had this for at least 4 or 5 years on the road. And it's brilliant. I love it. Some of the features, nice big size. It's got a nice handle for easy carrying. When I open it up, one of the important things for me is that it has a hanging hook such as this one. Very important. The mirror I have actually never used. This zip is great. This is where I keep all my earbuds and some band-aids. Band-aids are very handy. In the middle part, I like to keep a few little accessories, like little scissors for nails, some nail clippers. This is a little brush for my razor, and some tweezers. Then obviously I have toothpaste. I've got some moisturizer. This is a tongue scraper. Sometimes I use it for tongue scraping. I don't do this very often, but it works really well as a stirrer. If you don't have a stirrer for your drink, why not? Little spare toothbrush. This is my electric toothbrush. Very important. Floss. I love to use charcoal floss. Also important is my hair wax. Keeps it looking slick. There's none in my hair right now. Here's a little spare toothpaste. I love to keep a little bit of the Thieves. Thieves is an essential oil mix that includes cloves and other stuff which is antibacterial. Together with this little bag of Himalayan salt, this is great for if you have any sort of infection or anything going on in your mouth. I usually put some warm water in my mouth, just a mouthful, sprinkle some salt in there, 1 drop of the Thieves, maximum 2 drops, and then swish it, swish it, swish it, and gargle it, and that helps to sort out that. I've got my razor in there, also very important, every day. Now, I have 2 more bags. This is my 3-in-1 hair and body gel. probably doesn't work so well for women. Keep this in the bag for one reason only. If that pops or if that leaks, it gets all over your toiletries bag. So when I've had that a couple of times, but I've had it in the bag, no issue. The second little bag that I have in here is my deodorant. It's a glass one, so I'm careful about how I pack that in my suitcase. This has never leaked on me, but I also keep it in a bag just in case, because if that gets all over my clothes in my suitcase and starts drenching everything while it's like 40,000 feet in the air or however high you fly, not fun. So I keep that in a bag also. So that is the end of this travel packing video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, which is going to have the full version of going through my check-in luggage and everything that I have in there to keep myself comfortable during the trips. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.